Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
Will all come back to you. Break stride, sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers and other folks alike. Hope y'all are doing well. You are listening to Midnight Ramen with me, Michael. I almost said the dumb stuff because I'm stupid. Who else would have known that except me? The other radio show, no, just kidding, whatever. You are listening to me, Michael, the Livecast, episode 120. I think it's 121. 21. It's 9 plus 10. Added like 100 things in there too, but who's counting except for me? I think it's 121. I don't want to look. But if you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/MeltAlertOriginal. I guess all one word. I mean, I haven't really attempted. Man, I say it all the time, but I haven't really tried or attempted. Maybe it might do something. Maybe if you see my silhouette, you'll find it. But you can interact in the chat live. You can no one appear on screen because I don't trust that. But you can make the conversation change. You can ask questions and things like that. And just other stuff in there. I'm not going to read everything, but I try to. But also, you can watch the after show. And even if you don't make it, you can still watch the VOD for up to 2 weeks while it's still on Twitch. But every single episode is on YouTube from the beginning. Yikes. And up to now. Yeah. And you can listen and or watch, I guess, every episode since episode 100 on Spotify. And I also have the radio show, which is just a precursor, which I was like mentioning before, on there, which is basically 5 years since the released episode when I used to do this as a radio show. So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's pretty much it. So let's get into the show. I'm drinking like my third, technically, Baja Blast today. Because I went to Taco Bell after work, or had to do some stuff. I had to do some errands and do some things. So for dinner, I went to Taco Bell, and then like the rewards thing. And since my rewards, gives you the options to choose like what you get. And of course, because since like they started it in like, I think COVID or a little bit before COVID, I have enough points. I had like within a month of like less than a month of the program starting, I already had enough to do like get rewards, like get the fire rewards or whatever. I don't know if there's another one. I feel like there has to be, because like that just doesn't make sense. There's only tier 2, but I feel like without as like a free whatever, I think that's probably the highest, but I don't know. But I used one of mine to get like the regular small freeze Baja Blast, and then I got a large Baja Blast with my meal. And I did like a little ice because I didn't really need that much. And yeah. So this is like my third one. Honestly, I can't tell much a difference between it because I think they really perfected it. And I think now they kind of dropped the fact that Baja Blast should just be available everywhere at all times, because like yes, it is a store exclusive thing to Taco Bell, but I feel like at the same time, it's not bad to have it out in stores, because like it isn't bad. I feel like it's good. It's exclusive. It's maybe a little bit better. Like it pairs well with Taco Bell, but I feel like it's nice that you have the option to actually have that. And with the Super Bowl ad, I love that one. So I don't think it's going away for any time in the near future. In the foreseeable future, I think Baja Blast is available in stores all the time. And we'll see how long that lasts. I don't know. I am glad, though. I'm still nursing like a 36 can thing that I think my girlfriend's sister got me for Christmas. So I still am going through that. But yeah, I'm like, I don't even think I'm halfway through it. But I also had like a 12 pack, so add that and then that. So I have more than enough to last me a while. And then, yeah. Oh, I don't know what to really talk about tonight. I mean, I was thinking about a plan for this, and I don't have a plan. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I just don't really have that great of a plan. I was thinking of like doing in like another episode where I actually do something like visually, but thinking about it, I just don't want to. Although I could go into some magic stuff, and I just don't want to do that. I could though, pretty easily. But if someone, unless someone, well, I'm not gonna say no. But I don't want to do that unless if said otherwise. I am, yeah. But I hope y'all are doing good. I hope y'all are doing good tonight. It's been I don't know if it's been a week. I mean, I have to work. I mean, obviously, but the way that my hours are changing for now, for at least at work, because like whole company wide, they're trying to crack down on overtime hours because certain departments, not ours, are like really abusing OT, like overtime, and that's not good. So we're trying to stay off the radar, even though our department kind of should be exempt from this overtime thing that they're trying to implement and trying to crack down on certain departments. We're not even like at all on the radar. We're just trying to make sure that we are fine on the radar and be accountable for when we do use overtime, because we use it. We have to. Our job can change at any moment, or like from day to day, like, or week to week, day to day, whatever. Like, we just don't know. Sometimes events run longer than they're supposed to. Sometimes you're just like, oh shit, I should probably stay longer because I should, or this or that. And it's hard to foresee that possibly happening without, being psychic. Yeah. But it's nice. It's fun. I've basically been trying to be, mainly for this past couple weeks. I mean, this week and next week, and I guess the week after that, are going to be kind of busy. But the thing is, I'm trying to like make sure that everything is flowing, everything is good, that people get what the fuck is going on. Pardon my language, but like, I had to explain multiple times, to no offense to same people, and I don't mean anything mean to them, and I get it, it happens, whatever. I had to explain multiple times what had to be done when I left. It's like two simple room flips, two simple-ish room flips, depending, because like, again, information that's left in the air is not fun, and I hate that. I think we all do in our job, but it's like information that's left in the air that we had to get done and might change the way that things are set up and this and that, blah, 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 blah. And it costs money to do certain things and to change things last minute too. So it's like trying to make sure that everyone's on the same page of what's going on and knows what to do, what's happening each day. It's like, yeah, it's a lot. Although this week I don't think it's too nuts. Next week is going to be pretty busy later on, and then the following week I think is also pretty nuts. I'd have to look. I don't know. But yeah, it's and keeping everyone under 40, like the full timers at or under 40 is kind of hard. and also keeping our part-timers, getting them the hours that they need, but not having them go over, because that's a bit more serious, apparently. Bit more serious, because, yeah, I don't know. But it's more only the justification that we could do it still, but we can't, like, pull 50, 60-hour weeks just by saying, fuck it. Which, when I started working, even when I was part-time, I remember working in stuff like September, doing like 60 hours a week part-time, and I also had to work Pizza Ranch too. So it's like I was basically leaving to go like 7 days a week, or like 6-7 days a week, doing my like 9 to 5 basically, or whatever, and then going driving, and then doing it all over again, and then doing it all over again, doing it all over again. It's like I was dead tired. Like I was those first like few episodes or whatever of this, like I was shit tired. The reason I recorded them on Thursdays because that was my day to not be in. Or I recorded them, went to bed, went to work, and then uploaded them when I got back. Or I can't remember exactly how those worked. It was a long time ago. But yeah, it was crazy. Crazy in those times. But yeah. A lot has changed too. A lot has changed in that, window of time. And it's only been like, it's been over 2 years. It was about October. So October of 2022. About 3 years, or all 2 and like a quarter, or a third. Not almost a half, but not more towards a third. But it's also crazy too, because like the month is almost up. I mean, it's still got another episode, right? Yeah, in this month, but it doesn't feel like 2 months have already gone by. Well, it kind of does, but also doesn't feel like it. It's crazy. It's crazy ones. They put me in a room made of rubber, and inside that room, sometimes they would put a rat in there. And oh man, that rat was nuts. It would go everywhere. It made me crazy. Crazy. Oh boy. I have nothing really to talk about. Not to mean in a weird way, but it's like I have nothing to talk about. I have been building some magic stuff, which I can talk about, but I don't want to talk about because I can make a whole episode on it, and I don't really want to. Although, the one thing I do want to talk about, the recent set Aether Drift has been out like a week, like officially a week, and they're already talking about the not even the next set, but the set after the next set, which is Final Fantasy. Which I could get it. There's like contracts and things that they need to talk about, but like at the same time, it's like they don't need to be talking about Final Fantasy just yet. And they already showed the 4 commander decks that they want to put out for it, and they showed a couple of cards, and one of them, Giant Cactuar, I think I'm saying that correctly. In game, it has an attack called 10,000 Needles, which that's funny. It's basically an insta kill on most characters if they're not, prepared to. I don't really know. I haven't played it. I think that's Final Fantasy VIII. Don't quote me on that. I honestly don't know. But the card is busted because when it attacks, it gets 9999 or plus 999 attack, which all it needs to kill someone in a game of Magic the Gathering is trample. Or an effect that I sacrifice this creature to kill you. Or sacrifice this creature to draw out my whole entire deck, but I have a thing that allows me to win when I have no deck. Or this or that. And there's already 10,000 ways that people have came up to break that card. It's insane. the card is just broken itself. Like, yeah, it's whatever, but still at the same time, it's like, why did they make this card? Like, you can have, like, even in Commander, where it's probably going to see the most play, like, you have to be like, there's no way, like, very minimal ways that you can counter that without having to outright kill it. There's just no way. And I don't know why they made the card that way. Like, I get it. It's like, but I think at a certain point, it's like, why make a card that broken if you can't make up ways to easily counter it? Like, yeah, it's a high mana cost. Yeah, it has some things wrong with it, but like 7 mana is not that expensive for a green deck, and getting it haste or trample is also not hard. Put it in a girl deck, you can get it out probably turn 4, instant win. Done. Already has haste, it already can do some things. Boom. I don't know why. Power creep is real. But it could be weird. Honestly, it is. The game is in probably one of the best and worst places it's ever been. It's great because they're putting out great cards, like some mechanically great cards, and the formats and things are getting love when they need. Other ones not getting as much, but like the art, the cards, just everything that goes along with it, it's just chef's kiss. But also at the same time, there's just so many cards coming out. It's like so much FOMO, too many cards. Like, trying to keep up with things is next to impossible. And now, especially this year, I don't know how they're going to do the next couple of years, but having to do half of the sets are going to be in universe, Magic Universe sets, and half of them are going to be like Universes Beyond, original, non-original IPs, or like borrowed IPs. It's just kind of crazy because now, like, I'm fine with like I'm not a huge fan of Final Fantasy. I think the biggest game that I've played, the most I played of Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the Game Boy Advance. Like, I played a lot of that. I have Final Fantasy VII, the original one, downloaded on my computer. I've played like 5 minutes of it because the controls on it on the PC were just absolute ass. Like, literally sucked. I don't know why. But that was like years ago too. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I know a good swaths and stories of, it's mainly 7, because everyone and their mother has heard of Final Fantasy VII. Has even seen a game, an RPG. They know Final Fantasy VII. They may not know the whole story, but the gist of it. But then Spider-Man. Oh, I'm fine with that. But if the next one is going to be Avatar: Last Airbender, I'm going to be fucking pissed. There was a spoiler thing, and I mentioned it in a previous episode, I'm pretty sure. But if it's Avatar, I'm going to be real pissed. I don't want that. Not to say that I don't again, like I reiterated in that episode, not to say that I don't think they can get it done right. I just don't want them to touch it because every single place that has done it sucked. Even Nickelodeon. It's such a cursed IP. I just don't want, like, they need to stop milking it. Like, The Last Airbender ended over 10 years ago. Like, over 15 years ago. Like, we need to get over it. Like, not to say that it's not a classic show, but like, we need to stop dick riding it. It's real bad. It's really bad. And like, Chorus is real mid. Like, it's got some ideas, but also at the same time, it's just so And there's always been like, oh, what are they going to do for the next one? And that's been going on for like years and years and years. It's like, let's not go back. Like, you could make a good story out of it, but let's not and say we didn't. because you're going to get people that hate it, a lot more hate than Gora, and it's not going to get better. It's just going to get so much worse and so much more toxic. Not to be like a hater, it's just like I don't want that. Every single IP, every single like whatever company that's messed with it too, again, including Nickelodeon themselves, cannot get it right. Cannot get it right. Netflix, M. Night Shyamalan, that was funny. To all of the game studios, every single game studio. Hell, even I think that one game that was made by like one person on that whatever PlayStation game that I don't know if it's even came out or whatever. Even that one. Like they had something going and then I think they released it and it sucked. If I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong and they're still working on it. But I think it did release and people did not like it. So I think that was one of the flops, and there was another Avatar flop that nobody liked. And then I know there was like an Xbox game, very, very, very early on that also sucked, where you can get like 1,000, gamer points in like 2 minutes. Like no joke. And not even trying to. Yeah. Yeah, I just, that's a big reason why I don't like it. And I know there's like TTRPGs and things like that, but it's like, no offense, who's heard of them? Who's actually really, really played them? That's all I gotta say. Even in D&D, because you have the monk of the four elements, which is just basically trying to make Avatar. The original 5e one actually sucked. It was the worst option for a monk. And even like the options that it had, it was just so dumb. You might as well just pick a different class or a sorcerer multi-class at that point. It was not interesting. It was underpowered. And I think even with the rework in 2024, it's still underpowered. Still. Which is nuts. Which also, yeah, I just finally am in a D&D campaign with some other people, with my girlfriend and a couple other friends that we know, and even Tartizzle, he's DMing, for those who know. For those who know who's watched or listened long ago, like he's DMing, and we're doing it in person at people that we know and stuff like that. And I finally got off my ass and wrote the backstory for my character today. Although a lot of it is just Iron Man, more or less reskinned, I kind of made it flexible, and I wanted to make it where it's like, hopefully it fits. I'm willing to work with anything. I'm willing to modify it. I just wanted those. I want to do an artificer and actually get it to work, because god damn it, artificers are fun. Funny. And plus, like, it's too much tech. It's like, okay, I made, instead of the arc reactor, just used arcane cores. He just invented arcane cores. So it's like, either you can have a lot of tech out in the world or you don't need it, and he made it recently. Now that's thinking. So like arcane cores in the world are kind of newer, but they can also not be, so it kind of limits a little bit, but also at the same time, if they are, they are. But yeah. Or my character created the arcane core, and it's funny. I thought it's a great idea. And like, instead of being like, oh, shrapnel got in my chest, it's like a curse, where I use the arcane core to prevent that curse from killing me. Instead, that's the funness. And then the rolls that I had for it were kind of shit for his stats, because I do the method of take 4 dice, roll them, take out the lowest one, add the highest 3 together, and do that. And mine were not even that good. but like everyone else got pretty decent scores. And it creates very powerful characters, but also at the same time, it's like, I'd rather do that because it's fun. I'd rather do that because it's fun instead of point buying and, oh, you're allowed this many points. But then the more points that you add, or the more stats that you add, the more points it takes away. It's like, man, point array is so hard to calculate. And then you got to add in like your character, whatever bonuses. You got to take that in consideration. I was like, oh, now I got to modify my point buy. It's like, okay. I don't like doing that. I don't like it. But yeah. I feel like it's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. And, oh yeah, I got a pre-bowl today because I'm supposed to bowl. I'll talk about bowling after the break. Because, I think it's time for cards. I think it's time for some magic cards. So we're opening some Aether Drift. I finally just said, fuck it. I'm going to open up the rest of the other cards. Now I'm just on Aether Drift. Look how red. Feel bad for that. Let's just do right that. Pack 1, pack 2. I'm just gonna open them. But yeah, I'm not happy that we're already getting spoilers. Not for the next set, but no, the set that comes after the next set. It's like, why do we need to know about freaking Final Fantasy already? We don't need that. We have another set that takes place in the Magic Gathering universe. Like, what the fuck? I'm pissed about that. Right there. All right, this is pack 1. We got a Gray Glory Hearth Wreath, Aether Siphon, Wretched Doll, Plow Through, and we got some commons. I'm just gonna sift through them. I can see a full art card. Oh shit. A zombie token. We got a Jungle Hollow and a Rocky Roads. Behind it we got Willow Rush Verge. Another land. We got 3 lands. Like 3, was that 3 lands? That's, what the hell? Oh, yeah, I already did the pack trick with this one. Pack 2. We got Embalmed Descendant, Dragon Auxiliary, Hellish Sideswipe. Then I'm going to get through these basics. Common. A Dinosaur Dragon token. We got a Forest. Foil Trade the Helm. Behind it, we got a Fearless Swashbuckler. Ooh, that's nice. And behind it, we got, oh, yeah. I'm not even going to try. Each creature that's attacking one of your opponents has trample. So, like, another way that you can make Giant Cactuar freaking massive. Like, I don't like that. Oh, yeah, you can just cheat it out for that. Oh, that's great. Cool. They have trample, and you get like something that gives it haste, which is not hard. And I messed up my pack trick. I think that was it. I don't know. This rider. Fuck. Oh, we got the green dinosaur and the blue octopus thing. Gallant Strike. Get rid of these commons. We got a Forest again. And we got a foil Midnight Mangler. Oh yes, we got a good one. We got the Bright Glass Gear Hulk. So it's got first strike and trample. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to two artifact, creature, and or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them into your hands, and shuffle. That is really good. Really, really good. I don't really know what I can do with it, though. I don't even know what deck I'm going to put it in. But I know that's a good card to have. Because that was like one of the spoiled cards from a while back. And yeah. I know it's just good. But nice cards in those. Nice cards. Even the land one, that land, not bad. Not bad. What was the other card? It was like Fearless Swashbuckler. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not expensive cards at all, but yeah, it is what it is. To break a profit, I'd have to get like a Lotus or freaking Mox thing. You know what? I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling so freaking lucky. That's not the pack. It's this one. It's this one. So let's just open another pack 'cause I feel lucky, dude. I'm feeling lucky. Grip it and rip it. Yeah, right there. 3, 2, 1 flip. We got Scourging, Skyray, Gallant Strike, a Mammoth, a literal freaking Mammoth, a Grease Wrench Goblin, then some commons. We got a Legendary Blue. I think that might be... I don't know, actually. We got a Pilot token. We got a Foil Swamp. A Foil Lagrin, Soul of Alacria. Oh, yeah, and we got the freaking announcer guy. Like the art on this one kind of looks AI. I'm not gonna lie, the art on it does look AI, and I don't like it. Like I don't think it is, but also at the same time, it really does feel like it. But in a bad card. Actually, max speed. Damn, that's actually pretty good for it. You draw 2 cards, you can get a Sphinx. Something Sphinx. Fucking Consecrated Sphinx. There we go. Which I should get. I should get a Consecrated Sphinx because I think those are technically pretty. I don't want to talk much about Magic right now, but also at the same time, I don't have a plan. So freaking deal with it. Let me actually check that though. What's the lowest? I'm gonna check Card Kingdom. Consecrated. I can't even spell. Ah, crap. Oh my god, I can't spell, and it doesn't want me to see it. I can't even spell Sphinx. I can't spell. I'm just looking it up. I can't spell. Oh my god. I'm stupid. You're witnessing a complete jackass here. I'm stupid as fuck. Motherfucker. I don't know, man. Oh, wait. No. What the fuck? Wait. I might have figured it out. You're watching an idiot figure some shit out. Fuck me. I see. I have it right. I have it right because I'm not insane. I'm not insane here. I am spelling consecrated right. I'm fucking going nuts here. I'm going crazy here. Fuck me. I knew I was doing it right the entire time. Ah. Get rid of Derek. She's not on anymore. I don't think. Yeah, $20. $20. That's not bad. And the art on, even though, yeah, it's poo poo pee pee, that's not a bad card. Even if it is the brain one. And that secret layer sucked. I remember that one too because I might just, or I could just get fucking double masters. Like, I don't really know. I don't have a plan to get it. And what purpose do I need? I don't need it. I only did this for a hypothetical. I may be stupid. I mean, that's the real thing that we learned here today. I may be dumb. And that's all that matters. I cannot spell for shit. I remember back in like elementary school, like I would not intentionally, but like mess up, like, because we had like spelling tests and quiz and whatever. Like at the beginning of the week, you got a certain list of words that you didn't know. And then at the end of the week, you're supposed to have them down. Of course, I don't study for that shit because I'm a dumbass. Like, I was a kid that was like, oh, I learned it in the class because I knew, like, that's how. But, you know, end of the week, I would fuck up just the easiest words. Like, airplane. That was an infamous one. I remember that. That one pissed me off so bad that I messed the spelling of that up. Will I do it again? Maybe. Oh my god. Focus. I also got to figure out why it's doing the color balance thing, because I don't like that. It's something with the camera. I can't fix it. Or I haven't tried to fix it yet. But, oh man. It's been a while. It's been rough. But I'm not even calling it quits here. I'm not giving up. Oh. I had a thought. Okay, bowling. I got a pre-bowl. So in the league I'm in, like we're not a bad team. We're not a bad team. We're just the thing that keeps us down is that we keep going up against either teams that have a high handicap and like we'd have to play our hearts out to win, or killer teams that have, you know, bowlers that are like the day that they face us, that's when they're on their A game. But any other week they don't. They're not on. They like keep fucking. They don't hit. It's just annoying. It is annoying. Certain teams are very good. Certain teams, I am trying to get a girlfriend into bowling, and I do need, like, I gave her a couple bowling balls that we had like in our closet for years that I've been meaning to give to someone, and I gave them to her for our anniversary. But I do need to like redo the holes and, you know, get them, you know, get it so it's adjusted to her hand size and this and that. And obviously I'll just like, what I'm thinking is like spending some time at like, I don't know, a Brunswick zone or something like that, just to get used to how the ball is thrown. Score doesn't really matter because, especially like not really Brunswick though, it's a Bolero now. Oh my god, it's been so long. Because not to say that they don't oil the lanes, but they don't oil them as much as they should. Unless if it's like a league. Because like a league, they obviously have to do that right before. Because like I feel like if you don't, what the fuck are you doing? People are going to be pissed. People that know, ooh yeah, they'll know. Like I remember one time, this was like years ago. I was in like high school. Like I think I was like a junior or like a, you know, summer of junior senior year. I remember one time I had to basically stand on the opposite, like on the lane to my left, just so I can even get into the pocket. Like I was shooting like basically, I can't remember the exact number of boards. I was like shooting board 45. Just even going from my right thing to center, I think is like 25. I was shooting like 45. Just even get into the pocket. It was that bad. No, not 45. Wait, that's 20. So I would have been shooting like 35 just to get it into the pocket. It was that dry. Oh my god. I was the worst time I had bowling. Oh my god. It was bad. I was like, man. But I think recently my handicap has definitely gone up. I have been bowling more consistently near 200. I haven't, like, I got this close. Like, this freaking close to getting a 300 twice. Within a month, too. And I just haven't gotten it. And it's weird, too, because I've seen, like, TikToks and whatever, like, people, like, oh, I just started bowling. And then, like, less than a year later, they already have a 300 game. They're bowling, like, two-handed. I mean, if you haven't started bowling and then go to two-handed, yeah, it's different. Yeah, whatever. And I'm one of those guys that I do not give a rat's ass if you bowl one-handed or two. I do not care. I don't care as long as you're getting the ball on the lane and you're doing it right. If you're throwing it overhand, you know, you're damaging the lane or whatever, then I'm getting onto it. But, you know, throwing it like a normal human being, yeah, I'm whatever floats your boat. If you want to do a trick shot, shit. You know, as long as it's doing the good release on the bottom and not throwing it. Yeah. But I'm just like, it's so weird seeing like some of these people have been barely bowling and then getting a 300. Like, God damn it. I've gotten real close too. I think that was it was like last year too that I had the like 2 times I got next to doing it. That was the closest. I feel like I may have gotten a game, maybe 2 in that same range again, or like before then, but it was just so weird. Within the span of a month, I got that to happen twice. Like, and I messed up on the last ball, getting a 9 instead of a 10. I'm just like, it's like, but the one that I was like more legit, because like the first time it was like between games, sort of, but the one that would have been legit, I was like, I am going to mess this up, and I'm going to mess this up spectacularly. And I got a 9. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured this would happen. But it was like, I remember most of the people that were in there, that were in the room. I know there was like a family, you know, people running the bowling alley, and I think like a family of 4, I want to say, was also in there, just like leaving, like they were watching as they were heading out. It's like it was getting real good, like a little small party, I think. But yeah, I was this close. But yeah, but even in League now, I mean, the thing I try to stress, the good thing to do in League that I'm trying to consistently get is with handicap and my score of bowling, I want to get it over 200 consistently, and it's happening. It's happening good, but to even do that for our team, we need to all be doing that and some more to beat the other team sometimes, because you have like, all it takes is some Joe Schmo with a high handicap to roll halfway decent, and all of a sudden we're fucked because now we're 100 pins in the hole already, and then they're bowling good, so we're like 200 behind and we got to catch up. That's impossible. And we also got to keep up with their team, just period. So like, yeah, that's not good. So that's a loss, and then we got to keep it up in the next two games, because also max pins at the end of the sets, or end of the game, the set is also a point. So yeah, and I mean there's roll-offs and things, and then the prize ultimately in the very end is not enough to equal anything to, like, substantial amount for the season, but it's also at the same time good to know where we can stand, and whatever. Wait, it's like it's gonna be very tight this year. I think last year we won by 14 points. My team won like by 14 points, and it's like we had like it could have gone either way, and we were like not the lead runners for like the longest time until like the last game, when the front runner was like sandbagging it real bad, and then the other team just caught up real quick, and like the first half, like they were leading, and then like everyone else caught up by the second half of the three games. I don't know, halfway halfway in the second, going into the third, the rest of the teams are getting like up in it. And then by the time that we got to the very end, it was points, like mere, like just a set of like a rack of pins, that close. It was that close between first and second, and then like third and fourth, I think, was a distant, more of a distant fourth, but not as like crazy as like 200 pins, less than that. And that's even a lot too. Between three games, that's a lot. Like I think all of them were then like 30, 50 pins, which is meaning that's a lot of good bowling that happened. But yeah. But I think the most important thing, you got to go for when you're bowling, or like competitive bowling, is going for fills. And that means getting your strikes, getting your spares all the time. If you don't get that strike at the beginning, it's making sure you're able to pick up that spare. It's more important. I would say it's, you have it in the beginning where you can mess up. Try to fill. Make sure you fill. But it's more important as you get, I would say, 8, 9, like 8 is about where you want to lock in. 9, 2, because once you go in the 10th frame, you want to strike out. You want to get as many pins as possible there, because you don't get any other time to do it. You don't get any bonuses. Probably 7 as well, because if you can get the triple, a turkey, before going into the 10th, that's good. But I'd say 8 and 9. 8 and 9 are the ones that you have to be on your game, because if you get 2 strikes there, your first ball in the 10th frame, that's going to get 2 whatever things of bonus pins. And if you can strike that out, you get 2 more balls. You already get bonus bowling, basically. And then if you strike the next one, you're already getting a bonus. You're getting that extra 20 pin bonus, and you're just getting more. But you're not getting the bonus from the 10, because the 10, you don't get any extra if you strike in the 10. Well, other than like the outside frames, the 9 and the 8s. But yeah, you go to the last throw. If like you struck the first 2, you're not getting anything. So like that's how you get the 300 in like bowling. Strike out the entire thing, but that last one you're not getting any bonus pins, so you need to strike that one out to get it. And that's how they get the score. That's how you get it, because you get bonus pins every other time if you get a strike or spare or your fill. So that's a big thing. Early on is also important too, but I feel like it's very important, frames 8, 9, and 10, that you are filling. Hopefully, like more, like praying more on a strike than a spare. And then making sure that, yeah, if you do get an open frame, which is not getting a spare or a strike, making sure that you recover immediately from that. That is the biggest thing. Because if you get 2, 3 in a row, that game is more or less cooked. You're not going to have time for extra pins. You're not going to have time to get bonus points of whatever. You just got to make it up. And the more, it's better to have an open frame early rather than have an open frame late. Because as I, said before. And technically, like when I was in like high school league was Baker style, where like you swap bowlers in between frames. The anchor, or the person that would bowl the 5th frame and the 10th frame, like if you struck and then or like got a spare and then you threw an extra ball and you didn't get a strike, that was considered an open. Like you got a strike, but you also opened, or a spare, a fill, quote unquote, but you also opened. So more or less, you had to get a strike the first ball, and then you're fine to get a spare, to not get a strike to get a spare. That was fine. It was like, but that was a weird thing. I don't know if they changed the rule, because like for the anchors, like you could get a strike and a spare. That's so good for your fill percentage, but it's also terrible if you get one of them but not the other. Absolutely terrible for your fill percent. I mean, not as bad as like, oh, you just open, but it's like, oh yeah, you got a strike, but you also open, so it kind of balances itself out. It sucks. And then it was like 1 and 6, 2 and 7, 3. Excuse me. But then the 1 and 4 also need to make sure that they were bowling on point, especially in the 9th frame, because that got the 10 to get the extra points and whatever. Yeah. I need to do some maintenance on my bowling balls, but also at the same time, they ain't broke, so I'm not fixing that. I like them. I like them very well. I have 3. One is more my strike ball. My second one is like a spare slash, like on my left side, more of a spare slash an alternative strike ball if I need it. But then my third ball is a plastic ball, which is just basically a house ball, but it has a better grip for me, but it allows me to get the 10 pin, and that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing, because like if you're gonna fill, if you're gonna miss a 10 frame and it's not a strike, it's not a split, I should say. If you're filling a 10th frame, or like a frame, and it's not a strike and it's not a split, it's probably going to be the 7 or the 10 pin. It's more than usually for, if you're throwing right, it's going to be the 10 pin. And getting that pin is kind of hard, because you want to not throw it the way that you want to, because like usually you throw across your body with your whole swing if you were to do it that way. So throwing it out is just kind of not normal. But also at the same time, you don't want to go too crazy with it, because you can then gutter it or just not hit it. Yeah. I can't even explain. Oh, excuse me. You're trying to get a 7-10. Oh my gosh. I know how possibly to do it, but with my current strategy and ways to get the 7 and the 10, almost impossible. Almost. Not to say that I haven't, but I just like, dude, no way. And going from bowling to bowing to end the show, or before we end the show, when we went to Vegas, the constant fear that I had in the back of my mind was like, oh my God, I really hope our plane doesn't fucking crash or something like that. Especially on the way back, because we had like a 2 hour delay, and that was more because of weather. But still, I was like, my God, I really hope this plane gets home. But the plane ride back home felt so much shorter than the ride there, and we were going with the spin of the earth. So going to Vegas, it theoretically should have been shorter, but it felt so much longer. And I think that's because of the people near us and whatever, and also the time of day. But I was playing like Vampire Survivors the entire time, and I was like, I blazed, like I literally did like one or two games, and that's it. Maybe 3, the entire flight. And I'm like, we're already home? What the hell? And then my girlfriend watched, I think I said it last episode, she watched Trolls World Tour, and then not a lot of Ferris Bueller, like barely any. And like she started watching the movies right when the plane was taking off. It's that early. And she did not get far into Ferris Bueller. She probably got to the Bueller scene, and that's it. But now, this past week, 2 planes. Like, I was at, like, one of the things I went to, or things, was for a church thing, and we were, doing prayers and stuff, and one of the guys in the band was like, yeah, I'm going on a flight, and I'm very terrible with flights, so I basically have to be medicated, and it doesn't help that literally today another plane had an incident. It's like, what the fuck? That's so the one that like crashed in DC, the other one that crashed in like not Baltimore, can't remember what, it was not Philly, I think it was Baltimore. Then you had there was one that overturned in like Toronto or MSP on landing, I can't remember which. And then the one today that I just didn't know that happened. Apparently. I could be wrong. It could be talking about the same incident. But it's like, that's scary. That's very scary. Like, a reasonable fear of having flying. And then it's like, I was not scared for our flights. But also at the same time, it's like, boy, I'd be really pissed. I mean, I'd be dead, probably. But like the one that like flipped over with like MSP or Toronto, I can't remember exactly. It was in Toronto or MSP. I can't remember. It was a Canadian flight, I think. But it, like, during landing, it just flipped over. Like, huh? That was weird. It just flipped over when it was landing. Huh. I mean, I don't think people were hurt, but also at the same time, it's like, that's weird. But whatever. But you know what else is weird? You can go to twitch.tv/MeltLakeOriginal, all one word. Or maybe not all one word. I don't know. Probably not. Probably all one word. I would just do all one word. Or you can watch this live. You can interact and chat, other stuff, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. But also, you can watch the after show, which is happening right after this, where I'm just basically editing this down and doing some other stuff. I'm going to be playing Dice Romancer, which is like another, kind of like, what's the best way to describe it? It's like Slay the Spire, but with more gambling, more dice stuff where you can manipulate numbers and rig funner. I love games that you can do that. Thank you, Albino, for getting me addicted to another freaking roguelike game. Fuck you. What else? Thank you to Graydons for the use of their song, Used to It, off the album The Call. They're going to be putting out their next single on the 25th, which is about on Tuesday, I think. So about 5 days from now. Yeah, I can't remember what the title of it is, but I think they're posting on. Check out their YouTube channel, Gradients Band is a very good one to look. the G with the arrow through it. And their album is coming out probably, I want to say, in April. I know there was the Ford interview and I forgot what he said. I think it's like April, May, probably around May. I think May might be maybe be the time that it will be out for sure. So you can check that out on Spotify. You can probably buy their CDs if you're at a concert of theirs. Also check their tour stuff, because I know they're doing like concerts places all over the cities. If you're in, Minnesota or in the cities, they're starting to do more concerts and stuff like that. And I am so glad that they are. I can actually go and see them, and I probably should go and see them more. Like I know where they live, sort of. So I got to go visit them more. But yeah. What else? Thank you guys for listening, watching, do what you do, and all that other stuff. It's still midnight, right, though. Yeah, you're stuck with me for an extra minute. I think this episode is going to be more about bowling. I think I'm going to be calling it the Bowling 747. No, that just seems wrong. Gutter ball. I don't know. Screw it. I'm already there. It's 1:00. It's not, well, thank you guys for listening, watching, doing what you do, and all that other stuff. As I look at the time right now, though, it's not midnight here anymore, but it is midnight somewhere else. So until it becomes midnight here, I will see you later. Or here once again. Don't get it twisted. Once it becomes here midnight once again, shit. I'll see you later. But until then, get out of here. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we're just when I needed you. I see from a different view. Oh, baby, now don't be scared, but don't get used to it. Yeah, when I told her I can't let go. When I told her I can't say no. Oh, baby, well, I was scared, but now I'm used to it. I was scared, but now I'm used to it.